to God for entrusting Tatlyn Vivian Keane with our upbringing, a responsibility she did not take lightly. She was selfless and compassionate in her role as a mother. She sacrificed many of her wants and needs for the wants and needs of her children. Life for Mom in the 1970s and 80s was not easy, and one would think that she would take the opportunity that presented itself for her to go to Canada for work. However, Mommy could not process the thought of leaving her children. She told me, I just could not leave my girl Pitney them on the mercy of the world. As a matter of fact, Mommy did not travel overseas until she was sure that her children, as we say in Jamaica, passed the worst. So even though life for her was not easy, one thing was certain: her children would not go to bed without a meal, even if it was just brown provisions with little curry gravy or some steamed vegetables, and for beverage, lemonade, or just plain old sugar and water. Mommy ensured that we were properly groomed and well kept. We recall Mommy giving us baths, especially on Saturdays, when she would meticulously wash us from head to toe, getting behind our ears and scrubbing the backs of our necks, down our backs and feet, to which Debbie would say, Mama no great on me. She would finish off the task by cutting our nails, cleaning the insides of our ears, and for her girls, putting tiny bumps in our hair. After this routine, we would feel brand new. And even when we were old enough to give ourselves a bath, ever so often she would call us and say, come with the rag, because we can't afford to start down in here. A joke only we here would understand. And so ever so often she would still grab us and scrub the backs of our necks. Our attendance at school and church was of paramount importance to her. And as a result, she worked very hard. We had all that we needed. We were not to be absent from Sunday school. And for Nick and I, we never missed an annual convention. And she could not afford to take us fine dining at any hotel. And so she never allowed us to miss our breakfast. And she made sure that we were looking our best. We had a praying mother. She would get up early in the morning and prayed for us, asking for God's guidance and protection. We were never told, you can't go to school this morning, because I don't have any money. She placed pride aside and she borrowed money as needed. Never without required textbooks and other materials required for learning. We were also never absent from any school outings. When she made the decision to have Claudette and Debbie board at Clarendon College, like any good mother would, she went and assessed the living quarters. After examining the beds and found them to be very hard, she went to our boss and asked for an advance so she could purchase softer mattress for them. And then she would spend the next few months working with little or no pay to offset the cost of the mattresses. But knowing that her girls were sleeping comfortably, for her it was worth it. Mommy understood that each of us was uniquely different, so she tailored parenting to suit our needs. Her aim was to ensure that we maximized our fullest potential, equipped with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed to make it as confident and competent human beings. With her unconditional love and support, we had a sense of belonging, comfort, and stability. Mommy was patient with us. She acknowledged that children needed time to learn and grow. She did not get frustrated or was easily angered when we made mistakes. Instead, she established clear boundaries, rules, and expectations for us to follow through with them, offering guidance and support so we could overcome our challenges. Mommy did not flog us often. It was a punishment that she herself disliked as a child. However, when you hear Mommy say, bird will fly too fast, fly past them nest. Or she'd come and say, Brighty, me no know who put in your bulb, but it look a bit too bright. And it's only theater alone me go see bulb bright so. And you see, because me not performing no surgery in here, you see anybody will put in your bulb, tell them say me, Tatlyn, say it look a bit too bright and you need a lower watt. Moreover, the Bible says you should not spare the rod and spoil the child, and with that we knew our fate was sealed and we would not escape being flogged. Our relationship with Mommy was one of mutual respect. She had the ability to be friends with her children, but there was a line that was never crossed. She was always our mother, so at a drop of a dime, she would reprimand us if we were in the wrong. Mommy went above and beyond for us. It was a quality that Daddy admired and often praised her for. Mommy encouraged us to do our best in anything we did. She would always say, put your trust in God and pray. Work hard. Focus on attaining your goals. Rely on your strengths, but also own your weaknesses, as no one is perfect. She would say, while working towards your own goals, celebrate with your family and friends when they reach a milestone, even if they get there before you. Continue to work hard, and God will give you what you need when the time is just right. Mommy's kindness extended far beyond her family. She helped everyone regardless of class or creed. I can recall being on the phone with her when someone came by the house. After a brief conversation, the person left. When she came back to our conversation, I said to her, Mommy, I was eavesdropping, Why it is that you are giving away your resources? And she said to me, Tasha, I remember the days when at this hour of the day, I did not know what I was going to make for dinner. Neither did I have money to buy it. So now that the Lord has blessed me and my position has changed, I cannot sit back and not help. Mommy was a giver, and she was not quick to be on the receiving end. I remember after I moved overseas and started working, collected my very first paycheck, and I was so excited I wanted to buy for her a dress. And so when I called her, I said, Mommy, I'm looking online. I could have just see you in this dress. She said, you know bother with it, because Debbie and Carla have shopping rights already. And me no want you to catch it, because it look like it's not easy to cure. Moreover, me have two tormented sisters, Auntie P and Auntie Faye. Well, look like them forgot say only one bag me have, and me can only wear one pair of shoes at a time. And if I hang up another dress in this closet, it would be a sin. And so me have to go pack up and give some away. And let me tell you, she would make any excuse to give away something. She gets a dress, and she said, boy, I just know somebody would have wear it better. Or she said, shoes are nice, but it look like me can't wear and I'm going to love it. Mommy was never a tutor of her own own. She enjoyed working behind the scenes. She did not like the limelight. She never highlighted what she did for others. This was most evident in the numerous phone calls we received after she died, from individuals sharing the many things she did for them. Most of things mentioned were news stores. As close as we were to her, she did not mention it. Mommy was a doting grandmother, grand and great-grandmother, who kept a repository of their milestones. She never forgot a birthday. She loved and cared for them just as she did for us. Our grandchildren loved her immensely, and some of them became her IT teacher. They were fascinated not only in her interest in learning new technology, but her ability to retain and to apply what she was taught. She spent a lot of time with them, playing board and card games just as she did with us. There is something significant that I learned from my mother that I would like to share. I remember a few years ago, I was on the phone with her, and she said, I was planning on doing this and I was planning on doing that, and then she mentioned some people that she was going to work with. And I said to her, Mommy, why it is that you keep facilitating these people? Aren't these the same people that wronged you? She said to me, Me pitney, I feel them sin that, but me have to forgive them, because on the day of reckoning, every tub have to sit on its own bottom, and every man have to give to God an account for their life. And I will not allow anybody at all to cause me to lose my one soul. So I'm saying here today, if there is somebody that stepped on your toe 10 years ago, 40 years ago, it's time to let it go. If you take nothing at all from this service today, remember that Miss Tatlyn said, don't allow anyone to cause you to lose your one soul. So today we bid farewell to a loving mother. We stand here today proud to say that we would choose no other mother in this or any other lifetime. I am sincerely grateful that I was able to tell her this to her face. We will never trade your mommy for another. If roses grow in heaven, Lord, please pick a bunch for us. Place them in our mother's arms and tell her they're from us. Tell her we love and miss her, and when she turns to smile, place a kiss upon her cheek and hold her for a while. Because remembering her is easy. We do it every day. But there's a ache within our hearts that will never go away. Rest well, Mommy, until we meet again.
She deserves a bigger applause. Tasha, you have the strength of a lion.